Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, thank God it's Friday. So last night, the Cleveland Guardians on the ropes, and then all of a sudden I look up and it's, eighth inning, and they've got a rally going, and wouldn't you know it, they actually got one out.
That was a thrill-a-minute ball game in Cleveland on a cold night. And when the Yankees came back and took the lead, the Yankees had trailed 3-1 going into the eighth inning, took the lead from the Guardians 4-3, a couple of home runs, and of course Giancarlo Stanton had one, and Aaron Judge had one. So the Yankees are up. They make it 5-3 going into the last of the ninth inning. Guardians get a runner on base, and then the next batter hits it to a double play. Game's over, right? Fans are beginning to file out. Another runner gets on. And here comes the guy, and I must admit to you, I'm not familiar with him, Johanse Noel. Wait a minute.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Who is this? And his nickname, get this, Johanse Noel, his nickname is Big Christmas. This is hilarious. Well, it was Christmas. He unloaded a two-run home run that still may be going, maybe in orbit. A two-run homer to tie the game, and then in the last of the 10th inning, a kid named David Fry, also with whom I'm not familiar, hits a two-run walk-off homer, and just like that, magic storybook stuff, and the Guardians beat the Yankees 7-5. Guardians' first win in that series. They had to win it, and who knows what might happen from here on in.
It's kind of the same picture on in New York against the Dodgers yesterday.
It wasn't thrill-a-minute there.
Not there. Just the series is the same.
When even though the Mets tied the game in the first inning, when Shohei Ohtani led off the game with a home run, that's never a good sign. And the Dodgers just roared to victory. 10-2 was the final. Mookie Betts, my goodness sake. Everybody's known Mookie Betts is a fine player, but oh my goodness sake, is he ever leading the show? He went 4 for 6 last night, 4 for 6. Had a 3-run homer in the fourth inning that broke it open, had 2 home runs to the game, and this is really amazing. He's the star of the show right now. It's not Shohei Ohtani, it's Mookie Betts. Anyway, the final score is 10-2. The Dodgers win it in a rout, and if the Dodgers win this one today, and actually it's tonight they play at Citi Field in New York, it is all over, and they're in the World Series. That's it. It's a 3-1 lead for the Dodgers over the Mets. Boy, New York would hate that if Los Angeles, the former Brooklyn Dodgers, come in and sweep the series, so to speak, in their homeland.
Mookie, man, I mean, that guy has been around this league. Seems, I mean, it's crazy to me. I always think he's a lot older than he actually is.
He's a kid.
That's what I had to look it up because I was like, God, isn't he like almost my age? And I was like, nope, I'm considerably older than him. Not that much older, but still older. And I'm definitely not a pro ball player. All right, so there's no way this is happening, but you know what? It would make sense for this franchise because they just seem to want to blow themselves up at every turn, but the Cleveland Browns are going to be leaving the city?
They are leaving the city, not the area. They're going to Brook Park. Now, this is not until 2028 when their lease runs out, but the Haslam brothers, who own the team, and they're kind of a subject of Jerry Jones-type management. Anyway, they get themselves involved with the team, and they shouldn't be. But be that as it may, they're going to move the team out of Cleveland and move them to Brook Park, which is about 14 miles away, because the people in Brook Park and surrounding it's only 18,000 people, but they have voted in a domed stadium for $2 billion. Now, where the Browns play now, Huntington, I think it's Huntington Bank Park is what they call it. It's right there on Lake Erie, and yeah, in the wintertime, it's pretty brutal. But be that as it may, they're going to move out of there in 2028 or afterwards and move to this new place. There'll still be the Cleveland Browns, of course, just like the Buffalo Bills or Buffalo, and New England Patriots or New England. San Francisco 49ers are about, 40 miles outside of town.
It's a little bit of a drive. I'm going to ask you, is that part where they're moving to kind of an affluent, really nice suburb outside of Cleveland?
What do you think it is?
God, these guys are idiots. That organization, they just keep making fantastic moves for their fan base. Thank God I'm a Chiefs fan. So Sean Payton made New Orleans pay last night.
Swimmingly, I think is the term that you would use. Here comes Sean Payton making his first return to New Orleans after leaving and going on to coach the Denver Broncos, and that's who is there. The Broncos and the Saints 33-10, all Denver. And Peyton, had to love this on the sideline. Some guy named Javonte Williams rushed for 88 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. Bo Nix, in his rookie year, he was very good. I wouldn't call him great. He didn't light things up as such, but he controlled the team very well. And here is Denver, now 4-3 on the year. Now, the Chiefs are undefeated in that division, but Denver's still playing some very good football, which the prognosticators did not think they would at this time. But the Broncos win it 33-10 over the Saints. The Saints, Mike, I don't know what's happened to that team. Early in the year, they went into Dallas and ran the Cowboys right out of the ballpark. I think it was something like 45 to something or whatever it was. And they haven't won since. I don't know what's happened. They've had some injuries. They lost their running back last night to a broken femur. Bad luck. But, hey, it is what it is in the National Football League, and those things do happen.
They do, and I really think it comes down to Carr going down. I mean, that's really the leadership and light that they had behind him, and it's unfortunate him going down, and the whole team has kind of
followed suit. There's a little trivia for you, too. His replacement, Carr's replacement, is Spencer Rattler. All right, Spencer Rattler transferred out of Oklahoma to South Carolina. Never really had the great years that they thought he would be. High school phenom. Who did he play his first college game against?
Missouri State?
Missouri State.
Yeah,
How
I got it
about
right,
that?
just because of guessing. But I tell you one thing, Javonte Williams, I didn't really know too much about him until I got up this morning and looked at my fantasy matchup, and the person I'm playing started him, so he got 26 points against me.
Excellent.
I definitely know him now.
That's not going to help.
No. All right, so, of course, we do have a lot going on in the world of college football tomorrow. Let's start locally.
Well, they had the 2 homecoming games, the Bears and Indiana State at the Plaster Sports Complex. And up in Columbia, Missouri plays Auburn. That is their homecoming game, they are being the Missouri Tigers. Well, you have some big ones, and this just scratches the surface. Arkansas and LSU down in Fayetteville. That will be a great game. Here's Georgia visiting Texas. Texas is number 1, Georgia's number 5. Texas about a 3.5-point favorite in that game. That'll be a really interesting contest, and that is tomorrow night. Alabama and Tennessee. Tennessee started out very well, blew out Oklahoma, but now Alabama goes in as a 3.5-point favorite. How do you figure this? A team that Vanderbilt beat. Tennessee and Vanderbilt's in Nashville, and University of Tennessee obviously is in that state as well, Knoxville. Alabama doesn't want to go back there. They've got nothing but bad memories going into the Volunteer State. Notre Dame plays in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. They're playing Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is located in Atlanta. And Kansas State, your guys, playing the West Virginia Mountaineers in Morgantown. That'll be a terrific football game.
Absolutely will be, and I'm glad that I don't have to stay up till 10 o'clock to watch it. It seems like the last few weeks they've been playing someone on the West Coast, and I'm like, man, it'll be a miracle if I make it to halftime. Won't have that problem on Sunday. Chiefs are against the 49ers on the West Coast, and that's a mid-afternoon game. Ned Talk starts at
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is when we'll have the team in here, and we'll get underway with the pregame. This is the pregame show. We have our show, then Art and company join the Chiefs Network, and they have their pregame show, which runs from 2 to 3. Football game right now, Mike, is scheduled to start about 3:25. That's when they'll kick it off. Should be a pretty good game, but Kansas City will be the favorite going in, although on the books it is San Francisco favorite. I do not understand that at all. Kansas City is, in my mind and the mind of many others, is obviously the superior team.
It's going to be a test, and again, I've made this statement, and I'm going to continue to make it. If we actually do get a chance to do the undoable and get to that three-peat, it's all going to be because of Spagnuolo, and that's just the way it is. He has been unbelievable, and we'll see how he plays it out against the 49ers offense this Sunday, because that's been my favorite thing to watch every season, every game this year is his scheme after it unfolds. It's unbelievable.
And it's the defense's one for him.
Yeah, hell yeah. Big time. Big time. Ned, you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.